Welcome back. Well, when you look around your house, office, or car, do you see a lot of clutter? Well, that clutter could be costing you more than you think, and we aren't even talking about money.
To tell us about the hidden cost of clutter and how to take care of it, Ms. Fix-It herself, Jennifer Phelps, is here. Now, Jennifer, when I think about clutter, because as we've said on this show before, I have a very cluttered desk, I think also it can also waste time because you always have to kind of go through a bunch of stuff to find the one thing you're looking for.
Right. And it's interesting because we think of just a few things as costing us with clutter, but really I could say it costs us many different currencies. So one is, of course, time. So it turns out U.S. News and World Report says Americans spend a year out of their life looking for stuff. I know. Can you imagine? Plus, then there's all the running to the store to repurchase the stuff that you know you have but can't find, right? Time late for work, unproductive at work. So those are just a few examples of time, right?
Yeah.
And then money, for example, one is all that stuff in your house, most of it you purchased with your own dollars, and we wonder where our money goes, right? It's really kind of a big, sometimes a symptom of overspending. Right. Or a result of overspending. And then, of course, how about, the cost of repurchasing all the duplicates, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the late fees. You can't find your bills. You can't find all that stuff. And then there's storage units. So there's a ton of money that we spend on our stuff that could be going other places. So those are some obvious, kind of obvious. Not everyone thinks about the knock-on effects of clutter.
Well, I didn't think of time. It really does take time to have to like sift through everything and find the thing you're looking for. So I'm glad you brought that one up. But
a year.
That's scary. But there are even more things in our life that clutter can impact. So what are those?
And some of those are what I call currencies that you're paying and you don't even realize it. So domestic harmony. How many couples argue about your stuff, my stuff, unfinished projects laying around the house? That's what happens at my house, my projects. So I'm a culprit of that. But then also kids not having room to do their homework, for example, that's a big thing. So the domestic situation. How about your social life when you're always apologizing and embarrassed to have people, or you don't have people in your house at all, or your kids don't have people in your house? There's a lot of things. And then, of course, there's isolation from that, and it goes on from there. So in addition to social, then you also have health. It's much harder to clean a very messy house, even if it's just in a few places. And we're not even talking about hoarders. I'm talking about just clutter that affects your life and then it goes to stress and well-being. All that running around late for work, trying to get the kids out, trying to finish stuff, arguing, all of those things are so stressful, and they really, in the long run, affect our emotional health, and then we just start feeling bad about ourselves.
And it is. Relationships do, like you were saying, even if your significant other isn't saying something, it may be something that's building up inside of them that they wish you would kind of get rid of your clutter or, take care of it. And little do you know, maybe just taking care of the clutter, cleaning it up and getting organized may make your significant other feel completely different and feel kind of good about them, the relationship and you and seeing things every day. So it really is a problem bigger than what we're thinking.
That's right, because sometimes we don't realize our stuff is impacting other people's lives in our homes as well as at work. So that's really a big thing too, is clutter is not the be-all and end-all of all of our life's problems. However, employers see clutter as a real professional issue. So if it's really affecting our personal and professional lives, that is something we can do something about. So if it's costing us in all these different ways, clearing that up is something we can do. And it's an investment in ourselves that I think is worth making.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we're running out of time, but I have to ask, is clutter, is that like a symptom of a bigger problem that we might have?
It is really. A lot of times it's deferred decision making. We don't know how to get rid of things. And it's sometimes, again, that overspending thing. But also it really affects some bigger issues in our lives. And a lot of it comes down to embarrassment and shame, and we start feeling bad about ourselves. And then it's like a snowball effect, chicken or the egg. It just keeps going. And so that's why you just have to put a stop on it. And that's why I say it's an investment in yourself to start managing it even a little bit at a time. And that's why there are professional organizers.
And Jen, that's why we need you to help us fix this clutter issue. So
it's a real thing.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this. Now, for more great tips and to hire an expert organizer just like Jen, just visit TucsonProfessionalOrganizers.org or miss-fix-it.com.